Gail, would you hand me the spice, please?
Oh, sure, Elmo.
Oh, no, the whole thing.
The whole
thing?
Wow, that seems like a lot of flavoring for one dish, but not if you're cooking with Elmo Barnes, who markets his own spice called Satan's Breath. Hi, I'm Gail Greco, and I'll introduce you to Elmo, a cook who has the reputation of being the Justin Wilson of the bed and breakfast scene. The owner and the chef of Cousins, a bed and breakfast in Beaufort, North Carolina, Elmo will show us how to make the most of spices, mild and hot, cooking with seafood, including fresh shark caught in Carolina waters. Today we'll explore a kitchen with the personality and passion of a self-taught chef who thinks that cooking with friends is the way to a rich life. Stay with me as we skirt the outer banks of the Eastern Shore in North Carolina. I guarantee you'll have a hot and spicy time. North Carolina's barrier islands and coastal waterways are resplendent with marine life and shipwrecked treasures. The pristine beaches of the Crystal Coast are protected but accessible from the historic maritime community of Beaufort, the state's third oldest city. Cousins Bed and Breakfast, just 2 blocks from the waterfront, is one of some 200 charming colonial homes. Innkeepers Elmo and Martha Barnes welcome visitors with tradition and friendship. The inn's hallway is lined with snapshots of honorary cousins, as guests are affectionately called. Cousins has 4 bedrooms with private baths, an elegant parlor, and a family-sized dining room where guests enjoy gourmet breakfast and dinner on request. While Martha tends to the flower bed, Elmo mans the kitchen, passionately preparing his own original recipes. I wasn't surprised to find that his kitchen is decorated in a chili pepper motif. Look at all these peppers everywhere. Ooh, and what is this island? This is terrific.
That island is a piece that I built in 1974.
Yeah?
But I didn't get around to painting it until 94. And every side is different.
Oh, Elmo, and look at this. I love it. It could be a nice centerpiece.
We use it for a centerpiece, and we also dry it and grind it and use it for spices.
Really? And look, I love this. This has to be the infused oils, right? That you
Well, these are peppers that I grew in my garden. Cayenne pepper, cinnamon, basil.
Elmo also loves spending time with Martha, tending his backyard pepper garden, designing and painting decorative furniture, and maintaining kitchen tools in his own ingenious way. Elmo's homemade spice, called Satan's Breath, is a well-kept secret, but he readily shares his philosophy of cooking from his book, Elmo's Fire.
I'm not a chef of mystical powers, knowledge, or education. I'm a chef of adventurous nature and curiosity. In fact, when it comes to measurement, I'm the world's sloppiest. I dash from the bottle, pour from the jug, pour spices in my hand. All fine-tuned measurements because of the tasting that I do while preparing the dish. There is nothing that will build fellowship like an old Saturday night in the kitchen, a nice bottle of wine, being surrounded by your friends, preparing the feast for them. Try it. I think you'll discover that usually your own home is the best restaurant in town.
And speaking of cooking,
well, what we need to do, as we said in the Navy, is we need to clear the decks.
okay,
And
I'm ready.
we'll go ahead and do it.
You've got the pot? I got the hot.
Okay, let's do it.
We started by making Elmo's spicy, sweet, Oriental-style version of a Southern classic, fried chicken.
It's good, but it's a little on the warm side.
You mean the hot side. Come on, Elmo.
I wouldn't kid you.
All right.
All right, we're going to start off with a pint of Crisco.
Well, we're down south. We have to do some Southern fried chicken.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do that.
With hot
in the
oil.
bag, I've got a little flour, salt, and pepper. And just for you, I left out the Cajun spice.
Oh, shucks.
And we should be ready here in just 1 second.
But you could put some Cajun spice in here.
Well, I was teasing you. I'm going to add it later.
Okay. Oh, all right. Now, what do you do with those peppers that grow in the garden?
I cook, and if you remember when you reviewed the cookbooks, I had habanero coffee.
Yes.
You remember seeing that?
Yes, I do.
Well, we had some people
love
over at the bed and breakfast that were real good friends of ours. They've been down several times. So I invited them over here for dinner. And the dish that I was doing had habanero peppers in it. And I take the dry ones and put them in my wife's coffee grinder and get my powder. And I forgot to wipe it out, and I forgot to tell her, and she had cake and ice cream, and she said, would anybody like coffee with it? And they said yes, and she ground the beans and made the coffee. While we were eating, she said, you know, I think I'm getting a sore throat. I must be catching cold. And one of the other girls said the same thing, and I started laughing because I realized what I had done. So I confessed, and believe it or not, they drank the whole pot.
And you came up with a brand new flavored coffee.
It was so good I put it in the cookbook. Now, if you're a chili head, you'll like it. You'll really like it.
What does it take to be a chili head?
You got to stand the heat. You got to do it.
How's this doing now, Elmo?
It's going to be fine because we're going to still simmer it out. And if you'll hold that bowl for me, we'll do this trick right fast.
Yep.
I'm going to put the napkin in there to take up just a little bit of the excess oil. Now, the only thing we're going to do is clear our pan, and we're going to start right back.
Here, let me help you, Elmo.
Okay, I just want the olive oil first.
Olive oil first?
Olive oil. And then I want the garlic. The longer you cook the garlic, I found the less aftertaste you've got. Okay, now we're going to, that's a little lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
So we're going to work for that sweet and sour.
Okay.
All right, this is a mixture of cornstarch.
A cornstarch and water.
That's ginger.
Nice fresh ginger.
Mm-hmm. Also the salt and the pepper.
Okay. That's here.
Now this is for you. This is sesame oil, and I put half a spoon of Satan's breath in it. And if you'd like to put your fang in it, it'll cure your cuticles.
Soy sauce?
Soy sauce.
Okay. And honey.
Now, the honey.
Yeah. Ooh, yummy. This is a great company dish. I can just tell.
It is. It is. I never did dip much into the Oriental until when my kids were coming along. I always let them pick out their birthday menu. And my daughter wanted a birthday party, all Oriental. Everybody wore a kimono that night.
Fun.
And we...
That's a nice theme party, Elmo.
Yeah, now we can come back.
Okay.
Martha even went to the library and got the authentic music. And that's the only thing we played that night.
So this recipe is kind of influenced by that night, huh?
Mm-hmm.
By your daughter's party.
Yeah. Now this is just spring onions. So that's
just great. You just kind of
julienne
them and curl them up.
You don't want them overdone it because they're going to help you make your presentation.
Oh, perfect. There it is in a dish. Elmo, that is fabulous, and I've got to try it. Got to try it.
The way you are about hot, take a small bite first.
Oh, No. All of the seasonings is blended beautifully.
Well.
Now I know why they call you the Justin Wilson of the bed and breakfast scene. Thanks, Elmo. You can't visit the Carolina coast without enjoying the seafood. For his signature gumbo, Elmo shops at Captain Otis's Fish Market in nearby Morehead City. The quality and variety of the local catch is impressive. What is this? Chris, what's this? Strawberry?
Strawberry grouper. Yep.
Strawberry grouper.
Yep.
This is probably a polka dot
Yeah,
grouper?
it looks like it. It's a rock-eye, they call it. Their name is rock-eye grouper.
And what about this one? Tell me about this
fish.
fish.
Queen trigger here. Queen trigger, basically they catch them right along with the other gray trigger fish, which has been a very popular fish in all the restaurants.
Now these look very fresh. But how do you tell if the fish is fresh?
Good clear color, translucent light clear, slime, the eyes are real clear. The gills are real bright red, which, that tells a lot, about the fish. And nice, clean smell, should
Not
be.
Not fishy.
Right, that's right.
Okay, so what do we need for our gumbo?
Oh, we're going to need some shrimp, scallops, clams.
Boy, we're ready to cook, huh, Elmo?
Oh, we're ready.
Let's get back to cousins. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Elmo's hot gumbo begins with the traditional roux, but with a different twist. Elmo's Fire Way.
And the way I always start off is preheat the wok. Then when you start adding your ingredients, you don't have to worry too much about the sticking, and it really works. So we're going to add a little olive oil first. I always like to kind of season that pan with olive oil. Now that was Crisco.
What do you need?
I got it.
The mushrooms.
Yeah. So we're going to build a vegetable base.
But it's a roux. But it's a different kind of roux, huh?
It's going to be a roux. We're going to brown this out. Would you mind chopping the onion? And I'll go ahead and put a little garlic in here so we can pick up some flavor.
How much garlic, Elmo? Oh, that looks good.
Oh, just a couple of cloves.
You want a small dice, or are we doing slices, or what?
About nickel quarter size. It doesn't matter. We're going to cook it down anyway.
Wow, that's sharp. Man.
And to that, the pepper fish next.
Okay. Here we go.
And I'll take the two.
We have like a soy sauce? Or?
Yeah, that's Lee Perrins.
Alrighty.
And then we've got the soy.
And a soy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're just trying to put as much flavor to it as we can.
Yeah, that's kind of your philosophy, isn't it, Elmo?
I love flavor. By not going to school any place and kind of flying by the seat of your pants, the only way you can learn to cook is cook to please yourself. And if you please yourself, I found out that most of the time you can please everybody else. We'll go ahead and relieve this for a minute.
Okay.
And we'll come back.
There we go.
Now, this is just a little bit of congealed meat stock. If you'll hand me that flour.
Alrighty.
Not quite all of it. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You want to take some of it out?
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper?
Uh-huh. About a half a teaspoon each. And this is Cajun spice.
Is this your blend?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you call that Satan's breath?
Satan's breath.
A devilly good time, huh?
A devilly good time. I'm going to have to add a little bit more olive oil to that.
Okay. I'm sorry. I put too much flour in on you, didn't I, Elmo?
That's fine.
Okay.
Never say ruin.
It's a good tip, though, when you do that.
Never say ruin until it's all over.
Guess what? You get a flavor.
You're going to get some heat. But toward the back of your throat and not on your lips.
Why is that?
It's because of a blend of peppers. I found that if you take any kind of pepper and you eat it solo, it just burns up front. But when you blend it, something happens in the blending, and it's got a delayed burn, and that's enough to get it to the back of the throat more.
There it is. That's thickening up nicely, right?
Yeah. Now,
what else?
We're going to put it back with the flavor. Coming for the flavor.
What is your philosophy of cooking anyway?
Have fun.
We just did.
Get people around that you enjoy being with and have fun. All right, now the roux's finished. So now we're going to go ahead and start building the gumbo. All right, first we're going to start off with a little chicken stock.
Oh, I bet you could even do like a seafood broth, right?
That's right. You can use that. That was beef. And we used sausage. That was chicken.
Chicken? Those are like little chicken fingerlings, right?
That's
they call
right.
Those?
That's right. We'll give this just a second. Except we didn't put the fish in. I overlooked it.
Now, what is this?
Any kind of white fish.
White fish, okay.
All right, let's add some vegetables. This is, I always like the onion, and that's spring onion.
Yeah. We have
celery.
celery.
I won't add any more garlic to this because we did the roux pretty heavy in garlic.
All right. Corn.
Okay, we're going to add a little corn.
Little carrots.
For color.
Oh, boy.
Now, we're going to get back into your, this is just pepper. Pepper and paprika.
Okay.
And this is the Cajun spice.
All right.
And you notice I hit it very lightly, but you can smell it already.
Well, you'll have to show me the difference in, you know, what is the Cajun spice? You know, when you go to the supermarket and you see all these spices out there, And you're really not sure, Elmo, which one to get. If they don't buy yours, if we don't get yours.
Okay,
what do we do?
How
do we know?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
There's a simple little test. All right, we're going to put a little more olive oil here.
Okay. You put some plum tomatoes or whatever is ripe.
That was
you
tomatoes.
can use fresh or canned, depending on what's ripe.
I'll just chop them up.
Oh, okra. Yes.
That's for you.
Chop?
Yeah.
And you just want slices, right?
Oh, you can go bigger than that.
Oh, you want chunks?
Yeah, chunk it. Now, I'm going ahead and add the shrimp. This is going to be barely brought to a little boil. And this is sea scallops, which here we have an ample supply of, and clams.
Clams.
Now we're going to put the roux back.
Okay.
This is where we're going to really tighten it up, and you're going to be able to eat it with your fork. Literally. And we may have to add another drop of water. But that's good. Okay, we'll let that sit there and let the heat cook the shrimp and everything. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to show you what I was talking about. This is brand X.
Okay.
This is mine.
All right. Satan's breath.
Now, listen.
I don't hear anything. I hear stones.
Salt.
Salt.
Yeah.
So, in other words,
Salt.
if I'm going to pick a good Cajun spice,
Spend $1 more
because salt
and
is
enjoy
like salt is more like a filler.
That's right. And if you got high blood pressure, you certainly don't want this.
That's for sure.
If you'll
Okay.
hand me that platter over there, we'll rack this up and let everybody see what it looks
That's
like.
grand, isn't it? I'm not going to be shy about this.
Gumbo at its best.
The finest, indeed. I love this. That's great.
Okay.
When she's not busy at the inn's gift shop, Martha gives tours of Beaufort on the town's double-decker bus. She gave me a private walking tour of some of the town's historic treasures.
Gail, this is the old Duncan house, built back in the 1700s, and it was originally built to be a ship's store. And the supporting column inside is a ship's mast.
Really?
And during the bad hurricanes, they've opened the front and back door of the old house and let the water just wash right on through it. When the storm's over, they clean it all up again.
What tradition. Oh, Martha, look at the water today. It's just sparkling all
It's beautiful.
over.
You know why it's sparkling?
No.
That's all the pirate treasure showing up from the bottom. Gail, this is the oldest house in Beaufort. Built about 1709, got lots of ghost stories with this one, lots of them.
What is it?
Well, they say Blackbeard hanged one of his 14 wives from one of the trees out in the backyard. We had a duel and a young man killed in the duel. Found some skeletal remains of some Union soldiers, lots and lots of ghosts in this house.
I'm just so glad Blackbeard and all his pirate friends are out of Beaufort. They are, aren't they?
Well, they're supposed to be, but sometimes I'm not so sure.
Aye, seasoned wenches, and I bet they can cook, too.
At the Beaufort dock, Martha saw Captain Andy, a friend who gives boat tours of the area. He welcomed us aboard the Shackleford, but warned us that Captain Sinbad had been sighted nearby. There must be a few pirates lurking around.
I think there are. Scurrilous beings.
Yeah, I heard something about a Sinbad. Martha, that's got a skull and crossbones on it.
It is a real pirate ship.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you.
Sinbad's mock attack was all in fun, but I was thinking more of the kitchen, where Elmo was ready to fire up my taste buds again, preparing bite-sized shark served with fig gravy.
Shark is a very different meat. Once it's cooked, it really does not have a fish taste. It has a chicken taste.
No kidding. I guess you want to dredge this in here?
Yeah, we need to dredge that. I really got introduced to this back in the 50s, and I used to go shark fishing with this guy out of Key West. And
How about a little Cajun spice in there? I know you wanted to, Elmo, and you were just being good. But now I'm into it.
I'm really trying to give you a break.
Is that enough, or should I put more?
Whatever you can feel.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Good? That's good. Now tell me something. Does this come from North Carolina waters?
This came
Shark?
from 2 miles offshore.
Oops, you okay? They're right out here.
Yeah.
Right near Beaufort.
Yeah. A friend of mine is a fisherman.
That's
and,
wonderful.
when he made a set, he got 2 hung up in the net.
And you got lucky.
And he brought both of them to me because he
Great.
knows I like them.
A shark, it's not, of course, Jaws and the
No,
great white.
this is a black tip. He's about your size.
No kidding. Really?
Yeah.
Well, that looks just like chicken. You're
That's
right.
And here again, you don't want to over fry it. You just want it good and brown. And people don't really realize that some seafoods only take just a matter of minutes.
That's looking good,
That's
Elmo.
brown enough.
Sure thing, yeah.
And it's done.
Yeah.
And there again, we like to take the surplus oil off because I don't avoid fat, because you can't have a delicious meal to me without a little bit of fat of some kind. But what I try to do is reduce the amount.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to pour this off, and I'm only going to retain approximately a tablespoon of oil from the shark.
The shark, okay.
And I'm going to add that little bit of olive oil that I always like, because it seems like when you add olive oil as a companion to another oil or butter, it keeps that oil from burning so fast. So then we're going to...
Salt?
A little salt. Then I'm going to put just a little bit of butter. I'm going to get that sizzle. Flour.
Do a little roux.
We're going to start off with just a little basic roux, just like we did before. And this, if you'll notice, is a real roux because it's good and brown. See?
Yes.
That would be a table roux. A little bell pepper. Little onion. Got to have that onion.
This is for the gravy. So
And we got that
garlic.
Garlic.
Garlic. Now, it's fig gravy recipe. That's an interesting... How'd you come up with that one, Elmo?
Well, I have a fig tree in the backyard, and my neighbor used to always get figs, and she was 80. She was a sweetheart. She always brought me fig preserves. That was a little bit of Worcestershire.
Okay.
And here is the balance of
Satan's breath.
what you didn't put in there. I want to make sure you got a taste.
So you... Okay.
All right, now, to get a good cream, thick, rich gravy, that's no-fat sour cream.
Wow.
And see, it's already changing color and texture. And that's the reason I also wanted that roux kind of dark.
And you don't need any stock or anything?
Yeah, we're gonna add just a little bit of water, if you'll hand it to me behind me.
Some water?
Yeah,
okay.
Just a little bit. Just enough to get the body right.
Yep.
Pour right in.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. This fig tree
Just a little bit more.
Is this what inspired the figs grew?
Yeah, well, she would make preserves, and then she'd give me the preserves.
Ah, and that's what you put in there, some fig preserves.
Yeah.
Oh, great looking sauce. And so this cooks down, or just...
That's good. Would you like to taste it?
Taste it. Thanks. I was afraid you wouldn't ask.
Good?
You're too much.
I've got a little surprise for you.
All right.
Somebody told me your favorite was macaroni, so I made you a spicy macaroni.
Oh, this is a macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
And of course, Satan's breath must be in here. But what's this here? This isn't spicy.
That's just a non-stick sheet. It saves me a whole lot of cleaning up later.
Oh, you don't have to spray the pan.
And you don't have to spray the pan.
Hey, good tip, Elmo. All right, now, let's give this a try. Spicy baked macaroni and cheese.
Right. If we didn't get enough spice on it, we can sprinkle the top. Since you're getting to be a real chili head,
That is delicious.
I'm glad you like it.
I'm now an honorary chili head and shark eater. Okay, how's this?
That's good.
What do you think? I had
Very
done it
good.
all, so Elmo made me one of the cousins. What do you think? Is this worthy of being on the board?
Got to go on the board. Always has to go on the board.
Well, let's see. Find a good
you're
spot
one of the
for
cousins.
me. I'm one of the cousins
You're
now.
one of the
okay.
cousins. That's good.
Oh, and you did leave a few spots.
Yeah, and I'll
Great.
make you one of the cousins right there.
Okay. Finally, I discovered the real secret to Elmo's fire. A big serving of food, fun, and friends to go with all that flavor and spice. We've done hot and spicy today, but here's something plain and fancy from Cousin's Bed and Breakfast. It's from Elmo's grandmother. These are apple dumplings, very simple to make. Get yourself a can of large flaky biscuits. You're going to separate the layers and flour them up. Place them into a nice muffin tin like this, non-stick. Let the dough run over the sides because you're going to fill it with apples, cinnamon, raisins, nutmeg, sugar. It's all in the cookbook. Place just a little bit into the dough because you're going to seal it over. You need that dough to be able to seal it up with a little bit of egg wash. Put it into the oven. Pay attention to the directions on the flaky canned biscuit and you will end up with a delicious golden apple dumpling. Thanks Grandma Barnes and Elmo.